woke up, rolled out of bed, grabbed my coffee from earlier, got my car keys, got my little tote bag. We are on a mission. We're gonna go get another coffee. I know you're probably thinking, but Maya, you are drinking a coffee right now. Yes, this is for right now me. The other coffee is for future me, for tomorrow when all of the coffee shops are indeed closed. So let's go and get some coffee, and I will talk to you guys about today, the plan, the strategy, the everything. Yes. Oh my goodness, you guys, I am so sorry. My apologies, I'm so rude. Happy Summerween day 1. Hope you guys are just having a wonderful day. Let's have a good time. Hi guys, so this is gonna be a multi-angled day today. Aren't you guys so lucky, and aren't I so brave for trying to film out in the wild, aka out in the parking space outside of my garage. I've essentially lived a full day for this readathon essentially, and we're really starting the actual reading portion of the day tonight, but I did do a lot of content stuff earlier this morning, and by content stuff I mean I posted a video, my July TBR, and it also features the fact that I announced that I'm a part of this readathon, and has linked all of the readathons that I am participating in the description box down below, so go check that out if you guys decide to go and see that video. But every single video that I post this month is going to have both readathons, regardless of what information is inside of the videos, if they are pertaining to one particular readathon or no readathon at all. They will be linked for the entire month. So that was done and completed, but then also I completed the daily Instagram prompt, which is going to actually transition me so well to what I'm doing outside of my house, which is doing the second daily Instagram prompt. I am finding that if I film in advance or take photos in advance, it's just easier to post on day of and just feel calm and chill and not have to like scramble around. Tomorrow's prompt is going to be post a picture of books with covers that have pink spines. Okay, not just pink covers, pink spines when you post them. I have 2. I might have a 3rd here in my trunk because even though I unhauled some books, I did not actually take them to the secondhand thrift store yet. So we're gonna see if there are any books that I can choose to help with the number count. If not, we have 2 books that are gonna be posted, so let's take a look. That is the pile of books that I'm talking about. Let's just see if there is any with pink on the spine. I already see one. This one, The Gravity of Us by Phil Stamper. I may actually keep this. I remembered really liking this, so I don't know why I'm giving it away. But okay, so we have that. Let's see. All right, so I'm seeing Autobiography by Christina Lauren. It does have some pink on the spine, but not very much. It kind of blends in and is more purple, but then again, so is this one, so maybe we can have a blending in. We could try. My biggest fear was realized. Someone pulled up near where I was filming, and there's no way that they didn't see it. And that is, that's just gonna have to be okay. I have faced my fear, looked it in the eye, ran away as quickly as possible, but I still faced it. So I consider that a win. I found 2 books that have technically pink on the spine, as you guys can see, but it's definitely more prominently purple. But because there's 2 of them that are more blending into prominently purple, and there's 2 completely just pastel-like pink, it could be a vibe. It could be a vibe. We could really just like do something with that. So we're gonna see if we could do something with the 4 of them. But anyways, let's go take the picture. Alrighty, okay, we are in my room. Ignore any mess you might see. Listen, I'm still moving back in, okay? It's not even a cope to say that because I genuinely just have a lot of stuff squished over here because I needed stuff out of hello, I needed stuff out of there, and that is all my mom's stuff. So she said she was gonna take some stuff out so that I could put my stuff in. So not a cope. Alrighty, So what I am lucky enough to have though, is a singular shelf that is available. So what we're gonna attempt to do, okay, is make it look presentable. Okay, so my thinking is obviously the two books that have, I keep doing that, mostly purple spines are going to be on the bottom, and I get so lucky because The Gravity of Us has a darker shade of purple than Autobiography, which is the smaller version. So I'm just going to stack them on top of each other like that, okay? And then for the two fully pink covers, I have White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston and Heartstopper Volume, oh look at that, Volume 1 by Alice Oseman. We have stuff to talk about this, okay? But we'll get back to that. Right now we're here, we're locked in. So I was gonna put this under this for cohesion of sizes here, directly on top. Try to, oh boy, try to do that. Now I could do the laying on the side situation, or I could do just like all clumped together, but I am not sure. Oh, I kind of like that actually. You know what I would really love is if the typewriter were a little smaller, and then I could put these by the typewriter. So if I want to stand them up, do I position them with something cute? Do I position them with, hold on, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. Let's just see. Let's just see. Okay, but where would it would have to be like, oh. Okay. Are we gonna stare lovingly at the books? Or are we gonna stare lovingly at me? How are we gonna do this? Alrighty. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is my view. Like, isn't that so cutie? It does look like a little bit bulbous, so maybe not, but it was a good idea. Maybe I'll take a few pictures with the plushie, and then we'll just see what we feel like tomorrow. Listen, I do too much with everything I do, which is why I get so freaking overwhelmed so freaking quickly if I don't have ways to manage the overwhelmingness of it all. So, ooh, or. I think I got it. It doesn't hurt to try. I'm gonna take a few pictures. Well, a couple of pictures turned into a whole photo shoot with our little star here, and I'm not mad about it. With that being said, y'all, I think I have enough photos to choose from, and also I think it'll look so cute against the graphic that I was able to get. I think it looks very, very nice, and I would like to continue using it. So we're gonna put some of the pictures that we took today, we're gonna put it on that backdrop. We're just gonna see what works the best, and we will go from there. But that is tomorrow's problem. Tonight's problem is strategy and actually getting some books read. So first off, I did say that I wanted to complete a DIY project so that I can get my essentially office space back. So that is the first line of strategy for this evening. We're gonna be listening to an Audible book, and I already have the book that I want. We're steadily reading through that on Audible. I read what essentially counted as book 1 for the Tarot Readathon, so it's only fitting that I use it for yet another month-long readathon that is points and team-based and all of that. That is the first book that I'm actually going to dive into. I thought I would have already picked up the Amalfi Curse by now, or shoot, any of the other books that could help me off the killer for my final FMC, but no. I have come off of a month of a lot of reading, a lot of investing social energy into Discords and lives and all of these different things, and I'm still in Discords and lives, and it is taking up a lot of social battery, so that when I have a moment to just be, I kind of just let myself be and not go into other worlds, not turn on my brain for anything else. I just kind of exist and play games on my phone, and that is okay. And that is what I need for today. That is what I needed for this morning, to continue this morning so that I can be ready and motivated and energized to read tonight. I know I probably don't sound it. Look, I got off of work, I had an hour nap, I woke up, and we're filming now. So there is a mix of motivation, energy, let's do this. And then there's also the very real aspect of, I'm kind of tired, I'm kind of awake, I might stay awake for like an hour or two more, go to bed for an hour or two, wake up, eat a late dinner, read in the dark for as much as I possibly can of the Nancy Drew book, and then conk right back out. Wake up at freaking 2 a.m. Let's freaking go. Let's get that holiday pay. Let's get that long work week pay. Let's freaking do it. Let's end this week right, because tomorrow is my last day of my long work week. Bless. It's also 4th of July. Bless. It's also after payday. Bless. It's a lot of stuff is going on. A lot of social battery is being used up. It's not a bad thing. It's just one of those things where it's like, it's gonna look a little less enthusiastic than what I can normally give. I'm so sorry, but it is the reality, and I would like to vlog during this time, mostly so that I can remind myself what I accomplished and what I didn't, so that when it comes down to how I want to reward myself for doing all of the things this week, I will know what is the accurate rewards and not forget any for myself. Because yes, I am going to be doing a little reward thing for at least this aspect of SUMMERWEEN, because there are a lot of different things going on. There's the daily Instagram prompts, there's the bingo board, there's the regular prompts, there is me wanting to film the week throughout the week, however that is going to look with my energy and my capability. And so I want to reward myself for the little things that I am able to accomplish, and reward the little wins with something fun, cheap, not gonna break the bank or anything, but just something that is, fun and enjoyable. So I will explain what those rewards are once I officially come up with them and they make sense in my head. Then we'll do that. So that's another thing that I want to get done maybe tonight, but I'm not gonna push myself harder than, let's just get the DIY project freaking done, because it's literally just cutting out the cards. That's it. Cutting out cards. It shouldn't be that difficult. Happy late 4th of July, because that is what today is. I'm so excited. Y'all, I am wearing my Hamilton shirt to celebrate. Much like yesterday, I have lived like a full life for not only this readathon, but also Sunrise on the readathon, and just like participating in all of the activities. Well, not all of them. I'm sure there's so much more that I just don't even know about. I'm doing the best I can on whatever type of social battery energy I have. Yet, I still have quite a fair few things to update you guys on. So first of all, let me update you guys on the daily Instagram post, because that seems to be what I start off with. Yesterday, I had kind of gone through the process with you guys of setting up the photo, taking the photo. What you guys have not seen are the pictures that I chose and what I decided to post. Listen, I am shocked. I am shocked that I did it. I'm shocked that I'm pretty timely with these prompts. Now, I may have just jinxed myself by saying that, because tomorrow I need to post like a full-on reel, and that is so much different than pictures. So my strategy for tomorrow's post of the reel of a reading routine, I am going to figure out some aspects tonight. I'm gonna see if I could do like a little night shoot, because strangely enough, it is going to look the most like my reading routine, quote unquote, because recently I found I don't really have a routine per se, and I don't even really have things that I do on the regular that go with my reading. I just have to be in the mood. I just have to have my laptop or computer if it's Audible, or if I'm doing something for the paid readers club, or it has to be physically next to me. I go get it and I read wherever I am. And I feel like, especially recently, it hasn't really overly looked the same way twice, even if the locations are pretty much the same. The time of day is pretty much the same. It's just more so, am I in the mood to read, yes or no? And then I just read. Instead of having a quote-unquote reading routine reel, I'm just gonna go with, here is what I've been doing to read as someone who is learning to create a routine, to create that safe space, to create that time of the day where I get to relax, unwind, and just go away to another world and open up that book. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Now let's talk a little bit about books, because I have indeed actually picked up a book, and it's not in the way that I expected me to pick up a book, because the first 3 days of the month, I did not pick up a book to save my life. I wanted to. I even put a little poll, or rather my mentor put a little poll in our Discord for me to decide my first read. But like, that wasn't the first book I picked up, unfortunately. Hold on, let me actually get the books, because I was ill prepared. I was just trying to get like the setup together, get my laptop set up as well, get my energy bevy, and start talking to you guys to update, because I wanted to do all of the updates before we got into the events of the evening, because it is the 4th of July. So of course, my mom and I, you know, we're doing something low-key, but we're still doing something for the holiday. So BRB with my reads. Okay, alrighty, and we are back with the books. Also, you know what is so sad? I was editing some video footage today, and I realized I completely lost the footage for my pre-planning for the first day of the readathon. So I actually sat down July 2nd, the evening of July 2nd, and filmed a portion of the video for the first day of SUMMERWEEN vlog, where I was going to intro my TBR, where I was going to intro my strategy, what I was hoping to do, all of these big plans and big things, and I lost the footage. And it's not even that I lost the footage. You guys, I accidentally deleted the footage. I found that out earlier today. I was so sad. But the one silver lining that I thought of, and this was so just like odd to think of, I almost was so glad about that, because of two things actually, two silver linings. So the first was that I could be a little bit more succinct. Me in general in all of my videos, like I think, okay, if I plan, if I strategize, if I have somewhat of a direction for this video, it won't be that long. Cut to 2 hours of raw footage later, and I'm just like, okay, maybe not. Then again, maybe not. Hey, yappers do be yapping. It's just gonna be a thing. I just have to plan for that and plan accordingly. And I really do, and have recently. I'm just like, you know what? If I can get one yappy little piece of content per evening, we're good, we're golden, we're set. So that was my little yappy video that I was gonna make that night, instead of making the mid-year freakout book tag, which is something that is probably coming out before Summerween Day 1. Don't know when, don't know how, but I have been gathering my digital footprints together on Storygraph, so that should be coming out momentarily. I just realized that I was like, I could have done that tag instead. Stay so tuned for that. I said I read a book, and I did. I started reading the Nancy Drew Diaries, the Once Upon a Thriller by Caroline Keene. I am gonna have the free night to finish this book and then hopefully start Secrets Never Die by Vincent Ralph. Here's the thing. My newest TBR goals and priorities are to read Nancy Drew Diaries, Once Upon a Thriller, and to read Secrets Never Die, just because both of these books fulfill all of the reading prompts for me. And I also just realized and came to the knowledge of the fact that there is a bingo board, and the bingo board encompasses all of the prompts, but then it also has some like fun Summerween activities just to remind you that it is that season and to like treat yourself and stuff like that. I believe one of the activities is to bake a treat and another one is to make a drink. So because I have a longer off week next week, if that makes sense, like I get 3 days off instead of the normal 2 days, I'm thinking we take advantage of this and we look up a recipe or two maybe for either a sweet treat or a sweet bevy and try and make it, question mark, and maybe find a fun like little movie. Ooh, or we could have a little spread of both the sweet treat and the themed bevy and a meal surrounding that, and maybe watch the Gravity Falls Summerween episode that really like popularized Summerween. Like, I know that it was a thing past that, I think, I don't know, but I definitely know that it kind of sparked more people to get what that is. So, you know, maybe we watch that. Maybe I subject my mom to that or something like that. I don't know. That is the tentative plan. So my strategy for just this evening, I'm not going to push myself too hard on getting books read or pages read. So my only goal is to enjoy the 4th of July with my mom, eat a nice meal, go see some fireworks, finish off this book, and potentially do my clips for my reading routine video so that I could do the voiceover tomorrow. And with all of that being said, I am going to have a little powwow sesh with my mom to figure out our next moves. I will do that. See you guys in a sec. Hi guys, it is now a little bit later and we have just finished eating dinner. Steak, mashed potatoes, Brussels sprouts, and bacon. And now we're actually going to pack up some dessert and head to my workplace parking lot to go watch the fireworks. I kind of had a feeling we were going to go there anyway. Don't tell my mother that. Now it has been confirmed. Already we're hearing sirens going off. It's going to be a time, it's going to be a night, but I thought I would take you guys along for at least the fireworks. Yay! Let's go. have completed my first book of this readathon week, so I am very happy with the progress that is made, and this will complete a few prompts: reading a book in the dark, a book with pink on the cover, and a book that is under 250 pages. So 3 prompts checked off, 3 spots off the bingo board. And we also did some good filming for my reading routine reel. I will need to do some filming for that tomorrow before I post. So we're gonna do that tomorrow and hopefully get that post done by the evening. But as my mom is currently asleep and I have some more stuff that I need to get done, I am just going to end the vlog here, and I will be seeing you guys for day 3 in another video. Welcome to day 3 of SUMMERWEEN! Okay, I'll stop. I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of my DoorDash delivering. I am now going to just spend the next couple of hours just DoorDashing, and yeah, that's gonna be the morning. I'll see you guys in a bit. So, listen, one would think that as an avid reader with this many books on her shelf would have some sort of reading routine, right? Yeah, that's not the case. I am typically at work and can only fit in some reading sessions during my downtime and or breaks, or I am just literally out dashing and unable to read in general. Most of the time I can fit in some reading on my off days when I am working on my computer, which does tend to be most of my time and most of my energy. So where does that leave me in trying to find some sort of reading routine? Honestly, it doesn't. But there are things that I do that make the reading experience familiar and cozy. Number 1, find me a nice little playlist or something in the background just to have on as ambiance, and or actually turn everything off so I could lock in if it's a book that I need to lock in. 2, to always have some sort of bevy with me, not just water, but like some sort of energy bevy, some sort of coffee. Having the area clear. Anything that I am doing outside of that, it gets literally physically sometimes pushed to the side, and I just go on with my reading. Even if it's 5 or 10 minutes of reading, it's still uninterrupted little moments of reading, and those have really helped me actually get through quite a fair few more books than I've ever done before. So that is it for my irregular reading routine or lack of a reading routine. Happy SUMMERWEEN, everybody! I cannot wait to see everybody's reading routines, and I can't wait to post tomorrow. Bye! Hi guys, welcome to day 4 of SUMMERWEEN. I'm so happy to be here, so happy to be in the mood to actually be filming. I honestly didn't know if I was going to be filming any talking portion at all today. I'm gonna be so very, very honest. I felt it in my soul that there could probably be a good chance that today was just gonna be such a wash with vlogging. When I have a particular feeling of life, I go along with that gut feeling. somewhat salvaged the day at the very end, and like I knew I was going to be able to salvage it. I just needed to get through the harder parts of the morning, and the harder parts of the morning truly was probably just caused by there was so much I wanted to get done and so much I wanted to do, and I have a vision in my head of how I want to accomplish these things, and it was working out that my vision could be manifested. I just needed to do a little bit more than I thought, and so I was a little bit more anxious, a little bit more focused, a little bit more not here with other stuff and with the feeling of it. So I just kind of decided I was just gonna push through with what I wanted to do, and then anything extra on top of that I just put to the side, aka the vlogging of it all. And I think that was the best choice. I don't regret it at all whatsoever. I think that it needed to happen in the way that it did so that I could be better and that I could film later on today as I am doing now, but also so that I could feel good enough to go out and do what I needed to do, aka door dashing later this evening. But what I did behind the scenes, and I have visual proof for this, was my to-do list. There's actually quite a bit on here. Edit my SUMMERWEEN TBR video, upload, create thumbnail, do description, and I did all of those separately so that I can check every single item off as I did it, because it makes me feel more accomplished. Edit my SUMMERWEEN day 1 vlog, just the first initial edits, I did do that. Finish my June stats, which I did indeed do. Then I wanted to take my current read pick, which was the daily Instagram challenge, because I didn't do that yesterday, and I did that, and then I posted it. And then I have some other stuff that was just a reminder, so to edit a Instagram post description. I wanted to start reading my paid Readers Club book because those are timed tasks and I do get paid for those, so I do kind of want to get some money. Update the vlog, doing it right now, and also to promote the video that I literally just finished editing and uploading this morning. You guys, I work for you guys. Like, I am an unpaid intern on this channel, I feel, when it comes to my content, because this past couple of videos, and honestly just this past like month in general, because I'm filming here, but then I also have my lifestyle channel, so I'm filming for there. And then I have a project in the works behind the scenes that I'm going to share more and more as it approaches reveal day. Coffee saved me. It's good, but it doesn't completely save me from the inevitable. I had finished Nancy Drew Diaries Once Upon a Thriller by Caroline Keene, and I did actually submit for this. You guys, I found something out about this book and we need to talk about it, because what? Actually, I found 2 separate things, but one I think was just a misinformation on the part of everything that is out in the world on the internet. And then the second one is actually a real thing that I need to dive into. I need to figure out the mystery of it all. So that's what y'all missed. And now I'm actually gonna sign off, and potentially, I actually don't know, because it's probably not me looking at the thermometer thinking it was a clock. It's probably closer to 2, and I'm gonna start heading out around 3:30-ish. So I have about an hour. So I'm debating, do I start this book that'll help me with my prompts, or do I start reading my paid Readers Club book, which actually, can I just say, it's very fitting for the SUMMERWEEN vibes. Here, let me pull it up. It's called Shadows of Creek Hollow. This is a Strathmore paranormal, so, you know, paranormal. We're getting into the right vibes. The first sentence of the blurb. I curse you for all eternity. Perfect. The words jolt Evelyn awake again. Night after night, the same cold voice. The same spectral hands around Stephen's throat. The same dead eyes staring back at her from a world she was never supposed to enter. They thought it was over. After banishing the vengeful spirit of Camille Draga from domains, paranormal professor Stephen Davenport and his partner Evelyn believed the nightmare had ended. I may be reading the second book in a series accidentally. I don't know. That's happened before. The haunted nightclub fell quiet. The shadows retreated. Life was supposed to go back to normal, but Camille was never the kind of spirit who stayed gone. When cryptic clues and old census records point to a long-abandoned settlement deep in Virginia's Highland County, Stephen and his enigmatic friend Ted venture into the mountains to find Creek Hollow, an eerie ghost town swallowed by forest, silence, and secrets buried for nearly a century. What began as a research trip quickly spirals into something far more dangerous. Strange figures move through the trees at night. A mysterious witch speaks from beyond the veil, and the truth about Creek Hollow's disappearance is darker than anything Stephen has investigated before. She is nearer than you know. Back at Domains, Evelyn is fighting her own battle. The blood amulet around her neck pulses with an energy she cannot explain. Foreign thoughts bleed into her mind. Hidden rooms reveal century-old warnings, and the deeper she digs into the building's buried history, the more she realizes that something ancient, something hungry, has been waiting for her all along. What does the spirit need to live again? What price will the living pay when the dead refuse to stay dead? Shadows of Creek Hollow is the third installment in the Strathmore... so third installment. In the Strathmore Paranormal series, a pulse-pounding paranormal suspense novel that weaves Romanian folklore, secret societies, I do like those, and supernatural terror into a story that will keep you turning pages long after the lights should have been turned off. Well, that sounds like it's promising a lot. I don't know, I'm quite wary of things that tend to promise quite a lot. Listen, what was it? April's book has me... April's reading wrap-up has me being the actual skeptic, which is hilarious because I got the skeptic for my July TBR game. But anyways, let's continue. While it stands on its own, readers of The Haunting of Crimshaw Manor and The Spirits of Domains will find threads that deepen the mystery and raise the stakes to their most dangerous yet. Okay, so it's a standalone, cool. But also intermingled, got it. Some towns are abandoned for a reason. Some spirits are banished for a reason. And some secrets should never be unearthed. Well, the problem, I believe, probably leads back to the fact that you were the one that started this whole thing. Because supernatural activity doesn't happen without the natural living person trying to dig into things they probably shouldn't have put their noses in usually in these types of stories. Oh my gosh, I know I should be sympathizing and empathizing with them, but I'm just like, yeah, go humans. Absolutely not. I'm not that type of reader, man. I'm just like, we're stupid. I can't. Wow. What was in that coffee? Anyway, you know what? For as much as I should probably start reading this, or any of my books, to be honest, maybe I'll put on like a spooky little playlist because that will actually complete a bingo for me on the bingo board. One of the rows at least. So I'm gonna put on a spooky playlist, start editing for like an hour and a half or so, and then I'm gonna go out, do my DoorDash shift, take my time with that. Once I get back home, then I have all night to read to my little horror heart's content. And I know exactly how that sounded, and I was trying to enunciate certain consonants, and it just didn't happen. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that. Signing off. See you guys maybe later tonight. I don't know. with this readathon. This is my last and final day off for this week. I found a Halloween playlist that I am super excited about. The first song on it was Thriller by Michael Jackson, and I was like, hell yeah! So we're gonna be listening to that here momentarily. I have been working on editing my SUMMERWEEN day 1 and 2 vlog, so that'll be going up later today. I have been listening to an audiobook while I was unloading the dishwasher because that was something my mom asked me if I could do since the dishes were run. I did not know this, but I woke up to the note, the dishes were run, so can you unload them? Yes, absolutely. So we did that. And I also had a little mini list that I wrote down, and I will read it off to you guys right now because we actually did a couple of things on it. So the first thing was to watch the first canon call for Sunrise on the Readathon because that has already passed. So here's the thing. I already knew the results because I saw it on Instagram. I was spoiled by Instagram before I even saw the canon call. But the way that the results came about, it was a time to be alive, I swear. So I watched that. And then I, of course, edited my SUMMERWEEN vlog. I have not uploaded it yet and scheduled it, nor have I created the thumbnail or wrote out the description, so I need to do that. I do have down here to listen to the spooky playlist because I think I will forget. Read my Paid Readers Club book or start reading more of it. Like, I started it last night, and it was actually so fast for me that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna set aside Secrets Never Die by Vincent Ralph and pick up my Paid Readers Club book because it does fit in the genre of horror and thriller, which is the only qualification I need for my prompts, as well as a new to me author. This author is new to me, so this does fit the prompts. So I just substituted one of the books out. It's easy, it's fast paced, it's not really, as far as I can tell, and I'm like 30 pages in at this point, so I think it's a good enough tell. It's not that overly complicated to follow along with. And then I also put down, because I started listening to my Audible book of Winnie the Pooh, I had just decided to write that on the list as well, just so I could check something off and feel accomplished. So technically I got that done. And then I needed to edit my IG post from last night, because last night I did my IG post really late, so I did the pictures and stuff, and I tagged This Is SUMMERWEEN, which is the readathon's IG, but I did not, however, write a description or mention the books or what was all involved in that, so I'm going to be editing that description today. I'm also at some point going to take a picture for the challenge of whatever that is, because I forgot what the challenge is, but whatever the challenge is, oh shoot, let's take a picture of a book in nature, I believe. I could do that. I'll do that. Building an idea. Okay, we'll talk about it when we get there, but listen, I am still in my PJs. I just finished doing all of the things that I needed to do chore-wise, video-wise, for everything else that I'm scheduled. I mean, it's not a hardcore schedule, but I just want to get the video up. I have a schedule in my head and I just want to stick to it because I think that'll just give me a lot of motivation and consistency for this month, and then next month, your girl's gonna be chillin'. So there's that. Bro, I literally just lost my train of thought. We're gonna be doing all of the extra stuff and just getting things together after lunch because it is about that time. I am going to sign off and just listen to my audiobook while I wait for my grocery order to come through. That way I can put everything up. Then I'm gonna go get my lunch, and then we're gonna do the rest of the day. I do want to make a quick mention of yesterday. For SUMMERWEEN Day 5, I did vlog a little bit, so here is that footage. vlog as much as the day as I wanted to because I actually used all of the day to do DoorDash shifts. Like I literally woke up early, did my DoorDash shift, came back home, ate my breakfast, got some more sleep because it was just that type of day and I didn't have a lot of sleep prior to that. Woke up, did my DoorDash shift, ate a late lunch, did some video footage editing stuff, went back out. No, I rested again for like 30 minutes, went back out, did a DoorDash shift, came home late, ate, did some more editing and stuff, and did some other things involving the readathon, like the IG post and everything, and then went to bed at like freaking 1 a.m. and yeah, now we're here to do today. So that's what happened. No reading other than audio listening got done, so that is what it is. But what I will say is I am surprised that one, I vlogged at all, to be honest, but also two, that I am keeping it in. I think I just need to stop telling myself that it has to look a certain type of way, be a certain type of perfect for a video, because at the end of the day, like honestly, there are just some things I can't control. I can't always control how every single piece of footage looks aesthetically. I can't always control when things can happen and at what time, in what order. I just can't do that, and I have to remind myself that that is okay. And sometimes I even have to remind myself, like, this is not your job. Like, I know you want it to be your full-time job, but it is not your full-time job. You have other responsibilities. You have other things that you are doing. You are an adult. You have to pay bills. Even if I had to move home because of my medical condition, I still do be having to pay bills. I have to help pay a few more months rent, and I need to be also helping, you know, over here. I need to be paying off all of my medical stuff, even though, bless, I am working at Amazon, so there's a lot of the insurance that helps with a lot of expenses, but it doesn't cover everything. And oh my word, medical stuff is expensive, okay? Listen, it's more than my rent. Like, if I did not have insurance, I would be like broken out on the street and just like living in a cardboard box under a bridge. Like, and while I am like saying this with lightness and in jest, like, quite frankly, I am well aware that I am so lucky and so blessed to not have that be the scenario, because it very well could be. That is yesterday as well. I just wanted to let you guys know in real time that I know what is going on, that I know what I'm showing as far as footage goes, and it was a little harder yesterday to vlog, to have the time, to have the energy, to have the motivation and the drive, but I was still able to show a little bit of what was going down and to be like, hey, you know, we did try. Best laid plans did fail, and that's okay. And we're still trucking, we're still moving forward, and we're still gonna count it towards the daily vlogging reward, of the which we'll talk at the end of the readathon. But yes, I have decided though to, for that reason, do this vlog as days 5, 6, and 7. So the conclusion to all of this and my rewards, and potentially me getting them with you guys, because now that could be a longer part of the video. We'll see, will come eventually, but at some point, God bless, let's do the mid-year freakout tag, because my goodness, I have all of the stats now. Like, it was so funny. I just finished editing days 1 and 2, and within that I was like, ooh, maybe my book freakout tag would come out before day 1, and we had all of those laughing emojis, and it was like, yeah, that was never gonna happen, but we have all of the stuff now. I didn't even have all the stats completed at that point. And what I need the stats for is not only for that video, but then I would also like to do like a mid-year check-in where I tell you guys like all of the stats of like the amount of books I've read, the amount of pages, my overall like top 3 moods of all of the genres that I've read, my top genres, my, you know, favorite books, least favorite books, all of the things. I know the mid-year freakout tag kind of goes into that, but like we be going in on the monthly stats with Storygraph within the mid-year check-in, but also doing some like channel check-in stuff. because it's been half a year, over half a year now. And stuff on this channel has indeed happened. Readathons have happened and occurred, like, so much. We could go into so much. So I'm still collecting the stats for the stats video, but I have all of the stats necessary in the digital footprint to do the mid-year book freakout tag. So hopefully we can get that done at some point. Probably not this week. Maybe we could film next week. Does that mean it's even going up this month? Probably not, but it's okay. At this point, just expect lateness on this channel. We are quality over timely. Yes. Trademark that. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna shut up now and check on my grocery order, see if it has arrived, or just wait out my time with an audiobook and maybe potentially doing some of the more like computery types of tasks while I wait.
Strange in your neighborhood. Who you gonna call? I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. While my monster from its slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, he did the mash. He did the monster mash.
Hi guys, welcome to day number 7 of SUMMERWEEN! Woohoo! This is the last and final day. We are in the home stretch and we are so locked in. You guys, I have had a journey today. I had to wake up early for work because I start work at 3 a.m. So obviously like I get up around 2:30-ish range, right? Get myself together, go to work, stay there for 11 and a half hours. I was locked in. I finished the spooky playlist and I wish I could have like vlogged any of this, but one, I can't vlog in my workplace, like where I was at, it just wouldn't have worked. And then two, also there was just a lot of footage in my phone. So I already had to like edit some of the montage stuff, get that exported to my computer, and we're gonna just have to edit a little bit more on my computer. That's totally fine. But essentially, I was really unable to show visual proof of this, but I was able to show visual proof that I started it. So at least there's that. You guys are just gonna have to take me at my word. I finished that. I started my second read, and I actually started it last night, but it was a small start in comparison. Like I was doing a bunch of other things. And you guys, earlier this morning, I realized like the photo shoot that I went outside for day number 6 to post a pic of a book in nature. I literally did that yesterday. I spent time out of my day yesterday. I have all of the footage, all of the pictures, got it done on time. I did not freaking post. I don't know what happened. I just got home and squirrel brain. I was just trying to get everything together so I could get all the activities done, so that I could get a full blackout bingo board, but then also simultaneously do all of the reading prompts because I was a little worried about like, how are we gonna get that done? Well, I think we can get it all done by today, and a lot of it was due to the effort of yesterday. So I'm not mad about the time that I spent there. I'm just literally kicking myself that I did not freaking post a stupid Instagram picture day of, but I did post it this morning and did say, hey, I actually did do this on time, so I am counting it. Not that it even freaking matters, and not that no one would know or care. I just did it for myself, to let myself know that I did indeed accomplish what I accomplished yesterday, because quite frankly, I remember nothing, nada, zero, zilch, donut. All the ways you could say settle. Even with the help of energy buddies, it's not gonna save me, because I don't know what all I did yesterday. I just know that I got stuff done. So for context of why I even mentioned that, I did post that to my IG today, and I caught up on my IG stories and my SUMMERWEEN highlight, and I was also able to get a fair bit of the way through the book that we're actually using instead of the other book I thought we were going to be using. So instead of Secrets Never Die by Vincent Ralph, we are going with Shadows of Hollow Creek by Mark E. Dorados. So he is a new to me author, and this is categorized as like a horror thriller mystery genre. So already I am 231 of 365 pages, so I believe I can get this done tonight. Then for the activities, we have watch a horror movie of some kind. I am literally just like stretching the very definition of that. I have pulled up literally on YouTube the Gravity Falls episode of SUMMERWEEN. And then we have a bake a treat and make a drink. For that, I bought mug treats, and I know that's like, again, so loosely stretching the definition. Listen, we're on a time crunch here. This is the last day. We're just gonna pretend like making a mug treat is baking a treat. So we're just gonna make a mug cake. Then for the drink, I got me some vanilla ice cream so that we can make like a just float-like type of drink, because my mom got me some like sugar-free or sugar substitute type of sodas. She got one of them as poppy, and then some other various and sundry like energy sodas. I don't know. She got an interesting eclectic mixture there. I don't know what's in that fridge, but I saw an orange soda substitute, and I was like, perfect. That is a float. There you go. Again, these are not like lavish ideas, okay? If I had time, I would have gotten all of the stuff prepped for that. Honestly, let's just save it for October. Shall we? Shall we like save all of the experimenting and like really good baking ideas and like really fun, cute stuff when the stuff is available at the store? Just like the abysmality. I know that's not a word. We're still using it. The abysmality of it all, to try to even get Halloween cookie cutters just for the sake of baking. Again, though, I was searching online as I was doing my grocery order, so that's also probably why. But like, there was nothing. There was no like fun icing, even for like SUMMERWEEN fanatics. One would think the stores would capitalize on that because consumerism, but like, apparently not. Anyhow, we are locking in, and specifically we are locking in on the reading portion because the other stuff it's gonna take no time. It's just me showing you guys that I did it. And the reason that I want to show you guys that I actually did all of these activities is just more so, one, because it's fun, two, for accountability, and three, just because it's kind of just like, you know, I could say anything at this point of how I'm doing like on the daily Instagram challenges, how I'm doing on my reading, how I'm doing on my book bingo board. And I know people don't lie about that, especially in this community, because what's the freaking point? Why would you? It's one of those things. Plus it's just fun to see people actually like doing the thing, and it's fun, and it's a community experience. I don't know. It's like taking those individual activities, those individual moments, and making it a community experience, and you know, getting to experience that with the community who also may do similar things and similar activities and have similar vibes as you. I don't know. It's one of those aspects where I'm just like, yeah, let's make the individual experience the community experience, because that is the whole core of booktube, I feel, because reading in itself is it's an individual experience and event and hobby, but we've managed to make it social. We have managed to make it a group and community experience, and that is so awesome. And no one has the same experience even if it's the same book, even if it's the same outcome of star rating, individual experiences and perspectives, but a community love of a thing or a community dislike. Because hate is a very strong word, but I mean, we could actually hate certain stuff about books, and that's okay too. That is okay. I think I've decided this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make the drink, read for an extended period of time because I'm not gonna be hungry. When I get hungry, yes, get my food, but also make my treat at the same time, take one singular bite, package it up, put it in the fridge or whatever I'm gonna do with it, and have that be the evening, and then do reading the rest of the time, and while I'm eating, do the Gravity Falls episode. I mean, it's 134 pages. This reads so easy and so quickly. I don't foresee me needing to take all of the evening, but it is still 134 pages, and I have to wake up at freaking 2 a.m. tomorrow. So the one thing that I could say is right after work and a late lunch, I came home and slept. So yeah, I've had at least 2.5 hours of sleep, and I'll only need like 2.5, 3 hours here at the end. So if I can cut off at midnight, that would be excellent. If I could cut off at 11, that'd be ideal. And if I could cut off before then, well, that would be a miracle. To finishing Summerween off strong. Let's go. Storage for this reading update? I don't freaking know. I have to express this with the entirety of my being. Why are people so stupid? In horror books, why are people so stupid? I get it's for the plot, but like what I am reading is every bad horror film in existence. And I'm not talking like bad like technically or whatever. I'm talking about like bad plot. I just like the characters are so dumb. And the worst part is that this is supposed to be the third book. How the third book in are you this like cliche, very poorly done horror plot? How are we here? How are we doing this? Because it's like everything that is going on, it's like you can see where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do with it, but it's just like every dumb decision, every red flag you are ignoring. And while I am invested, and I'm like invested in the characters, and I'm invested in the plot, and I'm invested in finding out the answers because I need to know the answers because I'm nosy, and because I know that some of the stuff that I learn in here I could find out in the other books as well, and I could have more history and more context, and I kind of now want to read books 1 and 2 of this series just to figure these characters out, because they are just like so dumb to the point that it's actually laughable. And the thing of it is like, literally there is no gut instinct that is followed. No correct gut instinct here is followed. And I understand that that can be realistic. I understand that it could be funny. I understand that you could create a plot off of it, clearly. But like, I don't know if this is like good or bad for the book, because clearly I'm invested, but like also clearly I'm so annoyed. Like, I know I sound like I'm hating on this book, and I know I sound like I'm like just bashing these characters, but like I am invested in them. I have an interest in them and an intrigue, and I very much am like, okay, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. And there are certain things that do happen, and certain things that haven't happened yet that I'm pretty sure are just around the corner now, because we're this far into the book at this point, or it's gonna happen in like the next book if there's a fourth book or something like that, or it already previously happened and is like part of the plot of whatever this is. But then why are we so dumb? Why do we never learn? And why are we just like, I literally this morning when I was reading it in my work cubicle, and I really hope that no one heard me say this, but I literally said out loud, just sitting in my seat after having read like a good, oh my goodness, 150-ish pages, does any one of these characters have a singular brain cell that is firing? Like, paraphrasing myself there, but I was like, do they even have like one singular brain cell that is working, that is firing on all cylinders, that you could just like, I don't know, rub against the side of your brain and hopefully there's a little spark of an idea? I don't know. Like, are we using the singular brain cell that we have in our noggin here to like actually come up with good ideas? Because here's the thing, right? You have these characters that supposedly know the supernatural, supposedly know how they act, are very aware and informed. You have a professor of the supernatural. My goodness, you have a character whose father was in basically a cult for necromancy. Okay? And then you have a medium, almost. I mean, she's not a medium, but like she can communicate with the dead and she could go back and forth between the living and the dead. How are we this dumb? Like, I just need to ask that. How are we this dumb? It's actually making me mad, because I'm like, on the one hand, I'm invested, but then on the other hand, I'm reminded who these people are, and it's like, literally, nothing in them has any survival instinct, and like, you don't have to. Again, that's what drives the plot forward of literally any horror novel. I get that. But like, nothing is firing on all cylinders. Nothing. Not a singular brain cell, not a half of a brain cell, not a quarter of a brain cell. I'm wondering if there's a brain in the room. These are supposedly people who know this world. So what the crap? Like, why are you the perpetrator of all of the bad decisions here? Like, my mind is boggled. I don't know how I am so, like, actually angry at this. Well, like, not angry, but like, I'm actually so annoyed. I don't think I have ever been so annoyed with a character when it comes to their use in the story in like a very long time, if ever. Because I have characters that I am super freaking annoyed with, but at the same time, when I look at who that character is, like, I can be like, okay, I can see why this makes sense. These characters have no excuse. I am actually like so annoyed, but also I'm so invested. So like, I'm so confused by this reading experience, but like, I have to with my full chest say this, because it just needs to be said. It needs to be documented, because at this point, more than 2/3 of the way through this book, hell, like more than 80%. I don't know, I can't do math well. I'm not a math girly, whatever. I'm now more than 80% into this book, and there has been one consistent theme. I am intrigued enough by the plot to still continue. It's very fast-paced. The plot line, I can see where the author is going with it. I can see what place the characters have in it. I can see what the decisions are to help the story along. I just am annoyed by the characters themselves and their positions within the plot line. I'm annoyed with the plot for being so, like, predictable, cookie cutter, outline. Honestly, on the little bit of a lazier writing style side. Like, I hate saying that, but it's like, I don't know if it's laziness or if it's like almost a satirical type of mockery of those types of horror movies, you know, the ones that are just like the kind of throwaway horror movies that are just like we laugh at and are just like literally all of this could have been solved by you not doing a stupid thing. Like, that is it. Or be just like running into trouble when literally you could have just stayed home. I just like, this is one of those things where I am so confused by my reading experience, because am I having a good time? Yes, but am I annoyed because of all of the elements that are making this story? Yes, because I feel like we could do more. I feel like this is a great story. If we could have changed the characters a little bit, I truly would have not a lot of ground to stand on. I can still have my opinion, obviously, but technically I wouldn't have much of a ground to stand on, because it's like, okay, now that makes sense. Having younger characters who maybe don't have life experience, having characters who don't know about the supernatural, having characters who like need to have those conversations about, you know, certain supernatural equipment that could break kind of the third, fourth, whatever wall to the audience. But like, this makes no sense. Everything considered makes no sense. And I just, that's what's getting me, the technicalities of it all. And I know you don't need to think about that when you're having your reading experience, but this is just what I'm feeling as I'm going through this book, because I'm just like, every single freaking turn, every single plot line and plot point, it's like, can you make a smart decision, please? Because like, you know this world, and also you're just in an older stage of life. Like, I'm sorry, have we not learned? Have we not learned? If we have not learned, why, like, woo, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Is that bashing on the book wrongly? Like, I don't think it is. And like, I get it. My opinion is my opinion is my opinion. None of what I just said should be factored into the fact that it is just my opinion. But like, at the end of the day though, because this is on a public platform, it is just like, you can have opinions on my opinion, and it's kind of just like, am I, as a question to you guys, breaking the fourth wall, am I like a little out of pocket and a little too invested in the technicalities of the story, or is it like understandable as I am reading it to be annoyed? Because here's the thing, I'm annoyed at that, yes, and is a big major thing, but I'm having so much fun with the story. I'm having fun seeing how this is playing out, where the storyline is progressing. And yeah, I have not put this book down the past day and a half. So clearly it's doing something right. And also I want to read books 1 and 2. So again, it's doing something right. But also, it is based out of an annoyance of like, can we do anything with a smart choice? Because like, I have read horror books, I have read murder mysteries, I think I've even read one thriller, maybe I've read some other thriller in the past, I don't know, but I have read books in this genre. I am new, but I'm not that brand new to know that it's okay for your main characters, especially if they're proficient in this world, to make logical, rational decisions and not have it be as detrimental as it could be. Like, I know we're here for the shock factor. I know we're here for the plot twist. I know we're here for extra things being added in, especially when it's paranormal. You could have so much fun with it. But, like, there is an element of realism and structure and order that needs to be maintained within the world, and there is nothing. I think that's what it is. That's what has me as well. It's the characters not doing what I think they should do for their job as the type of character that they are, but also that also stems into the core of the issue, which is the realistic structure of this world. Doesn't have to be based on ours, but a realistic structure that is consistent in worlds that makes worlds just so amazing and so beautiful, and you just want to dive right into them. It's not there. It's just not, like, I feel like there is no rules, there is no structure, there is no realism in how things are playing out. It just feels like it's one of those, again, just like, honestly, poor plot lines in movies where just everyone is making dumb decisions and some happen to live and some don't. Okay? I know they have their place. I know those stories have their place, but I just feel like it could have been so much better if they had more of a structure, more of an order. And again, book 3. As I've been reading through this, again, I don't know whose POV it is. Never says it. I feel like it bounces between people's point of views, and then I think it bounces between first person and third person amidst points of views. And on top of that, you have your main characters who are in the moment, in real time, witnessing a paranormal situation and are breaking the fourth wall to the reader, so that the reader knows what is going on. Honestly, a lot could have been solved by just having, like, a thing in the back of the book that says, like an, what's it called? The words that are like IRL stands for in real life, and then the definition, like one of those lists at the back of the book that could describe things. Because I feel like you're breaking the tension that you are building up to a scene by explaining what is in the scene. Also in the character's voice, allegedly, supposedly, but it sounds different. It sounds like it's the author inserting themselves as the character to give the explanation, and then we get back into the character's voice and into the action. But by then, you're already just like, whoa, what just happened? I know, it sounds like I'm bashing on this book. I'm really not trying to, but, like, it's just such a weird experience right now for me, and it hasn't changed. 284 out of 365. I don't know, man. Like, it's just weird. Anyway, pray for me as I continue reading this.
Superstore. Wait, summer what? SUMMERWEEN! The people of this town love Halloween so much they celebrate it twice a year. And wouldn't you know it, it's today.
back at this week of reading, it's truly gonna be one for the history books for me, I feel, because this readathon has definitely encouraged me and motivated me in ways I did not think possible this year. So did the Tarot Readathon, The Amazing Race. I tried to participate in readathons earlier this year, competitive team-based readathons, and I just, like, I could not find the drive, I could not find the motivation. Suddenly I had a turnaround in my health for the better, and then suddenly my reading life got turned around for the better, and then everything is like chaotic and fast-paced, and I don't really know what's gonna happen next. I'm just trying to do the next right thing, and by doing that, it has just given me life to be in the present and to really appreciate the little moments. And what I really found for this week of the readathon was that I was very present for every single day. I didn't let other things like take over, kind of, in a way, my reading life, and I wasn't allowing lack of skill, lack of time, lack of energy to keep me from doing the reading as well and continuing forward with things. And I think this was a challenge and a testament to myself that I can do things like this. Sorry guys, I'm yapping. I'm just like in a very reflective mood right now, if you couldn't tell, but I really did have so much fun with this readathon this week. I had so much fun vlogging, I had so much fun doing the activities and, you know, all of the things, as I said, and I'm really grateful for this experience. I'm glad I did it, and I can't wait to update you guys on everything else that has been going on for Sunrise on the readathon, because stuff has gone down.